Good evening and welcome to the news update coming to you from the Lagos studios of IATV. I am Adegboyega Labiron. President Muhammadu Buhari has reappointed Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, for a second term of 5 years. The reappointment was confirmed in a letter to the Senate seeking Mr. Emefiele's reconfirmation, as read out by Senate President Bukola Saraki at the close of plenary earlier today. The President in the letter said Mr. Emefiele's first tenure will expire on June 2nd. He sought confirmation of his reappointment pursuant to the provisions of Section 81, subsection 2 of the Central Bank of Nigeria Act 2007. He said the CBS governor's reappointment will be for a second and final term of 5 years, and expressed hope that the request will receive the usual consideration of the Senate. The Federal Executive Council (FEC) has approved a number of contracts, including our water project and the installation of 30 kilometers pipeline at a cost of 2.5 billion naira. Federal Executive Council also approved the purchase of heavy-duty equipment to pull down buildings that contravene the Abuja Master Plan at a cost of 147 million naira, and approved the contract for construction of a secondary road in Kwale Area Council of the FCT at the sum of 1.8 billion naira. The council presided over by President Muhammadu Buhari at the State House, Abuja, also awarded a contract of 3.2 billion naira for phase 2 of the Patigi Water Project in Kwara State. Following a memo presented by the Minister of Finance, Zainab Ahmed, a contract for the procurement of communication gadgets for the Nigerian Customs Service was awarded at 247 million naira with an automation project lighthouse that houses data system to effectively assess revenue generation. You're watching the news update coming to you from the studios of Impact Africa Television here in Lagos. The Federal Ministry of Health and U.S. Agency for International Development, USAID, has signed an agreement to accelerate response to tuberculosis aimed at ending the public health challenge in Nigeria. It was gathered that the agreement targets the treatment of 1.1 million tuberculosis infected people in Nigeria from 2019 to 2022. The mission director, USAID Nigeria, Stephen Eheken, said the USAID had made a commitment of $200 million to fight TB in Nigeria in the past, and reiterated the commitment of the agency to work with relevant stakeholders to achieve this goal. He said that the incidence of tuberculosis was still very globally, and many of such cases were in Nigeria, and stressed that there will be maximum support for the government to ensure that everyone is reached with diagnostic facilities, treatment, and prevention. The Federal High Court in Lagos has further adjourned the hearing on a suit seeking the permanent forfeiture of the sums of 2.4 billion naira allegedly belonging to wife of former President Goodluck Jonathan till May 24th. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) had on April 26, 2017 secured an interim forfeiture order of Justice Mojisola Olatoregun in respect of the funds and patients through her lawyers, Chief Ifedayo Adedipe, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, and Chief Mike Ozekome, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, challenged the interim forfeiture order up to the Supreme Court. However, the Apex Court on March 15 rejected patient's plea that the interim forfeiture order be reversed and ordered her return to the Federal High Court in Lagos to tell the judge reasons, if she has any, why the funds should not be permanently forfeited to the federal government. At the proceedings, counsel to the EFCC, Rotimi Oyedepo, sought time to react to the processes served on him by patient's lawyer in opposition to the forfeiture application. And now to Lagos State, where the governor, Akinwumi Ambode, has attributed the relative peace witnessed in the state during his 4-year term in office to God's mercies and grace to the state. Governor Ambode made the observation during the 34th Synod of the Church of Nigeria, Anglican Communion, Diocese of Lagos. He thanked residents of the state for their peaceful coexistence, adding that Lagos recorded zero religious conflict in the last 4 years.
Support that has yielded the peaceful coexistence and atmosphere of love and brotherhood. For me, this is the strongest plank upon which the progress we have made rests. It is also on record that no single religious conflict was recorded in the last 4 years. The peaceful coexistence of all religious sects is a testimony of our collective heritage in this state.
Bishop Right Reverend Humphrey Olumakaye commended the governor, describing him as an administrator with a patriotic drive who through hard work and grace rose to become distinguished. The immediate past bishop of the diocese, Most Reverend Adebola Ademawa, who also spoke at the event, congratulated Governor Ambode for his achievements in the state in the last 4 years. And now to Osun State, where members and supporters of the All Progressive Congress on Thursday hit the streets of Osogbo to celebrate the victory of Governor Gboyega Oyetola at the appeal court. This is just as the state governor Gboyega Oyetola and a company of members of his cabinet left the Okoifia government house to join the people in the celebration. The governor used the opportunity to restate his commitment to embarking on programs and policies that will bring progress and development to the state.
I'm happy that they returned to me. I'm happy they've confirmed that I won that election squarely. And the spontaneous reaction of the people is something that elates me. You can see the kind of crowd without prompting. I mean, immediately you had the judgment, they all came out. This judgment has vindicated the fact that I won that election, and APC is the most popular party in Osun.
They were also joined by other residents of Osogbo who share the joy of the reaffirmation of Governor Gboyega Oyetola and the APC's victory at the appellate court.
Willing to do our best for the state, and this also encourages us more. Especially seeing the joy and on the face of our people that we win government. That means they believe in us, and that belief will be sustained.
The judges that deliver this judgment now confirm that they are future Supreme Court judges, and Nigeria can vow for their integrity. Nigeria can put their lives on line for their integrity.
The crowd lining all the seats of Osogbo today shows that the people made their choice, and the choice has been sustained by the appellate court today. We must be peaceful. We must remain peaceful in this state.
Although we are happy that at the end of the day, the Court of Appeal has thrown the dustbin, and to the dustbin of history, the Jankara market judgment of the tribunal over the election of
Oyetola added that the judgment will spur him to deliver more dividends of democracy to the people of Osun State. And that's the size of our package on the news update, which has been coming to you from the studios of IATV in Lagos. I am Adegboyega Labiron, thanking you for finding time to join us. Good evening.